Testing, testing, testing. I can't hear me. Testing, too much. Better.
Testing, testing.
And we are live. Oceanside Land Shark Lacrosse from George Hodges Field at Bowles High School in Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome, Land Shark Nation. It is great to be back for a second day of action with the coach, Chris Harrison to my right, Angie Gregory to my far right on the camera. They have moved us to the left-hand side of the luxury box suites here. But our view is great just as well. We've been relegated to the 40-yard line in favor of actual television productions. So, Coach, how are we doing today?
Yeah, the guys that know what they're doing took our spot, but we'll yield to them just this one time.
Well, and maybe we can catch a couple of their viewers and maybe they'll trade up.
Sure.
So we've got our tilt getting ready to get started against the Riverside High School Generals. Riverside, another Florida team that has made their way to the Jacksonville area. Not sure where Riverside's from, but if any of their audience is tuned in, welcome. Chris and I and Angie are a couple of lacrosse parents. We do the best we can. We're going to work on the names. We welcome the contest here today. My understanding is this is a varsity match, but they've got a fair amount of underclassmen on the team, and we're going to kind of match that with some of our players here. So it looks like it's going to be a fun contest today. Yesterday was a little more nerve-wracking. The Sharks, on paper would have the tilt here, in their favor. We looked great yesterday. Let's go back to that for a minute.
It was just a great all-around game. I mean, buzzer to buzzer. I really don't think the coaches could be looking for too much more than they saw out there on the field yesterday. Even having a couple calls maybe arguably go against us. I mean, we're not going to get into that. But otherwise, just a great effort by the Oceanside team. Neutral zone, defensive zone, offensive zone, just excellent all around.
Yeah, I thought so. And I was talking to the coaches last night. When we had dinner and Colin ate with us last night down at the Land Shark Bar. No coincidence there that we had our lodging at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville Hotel, and the Land Sharks were in the Land Shark Bar and Grill last night. So we pretty well took over the place. The boys were great. The food was excellent. Thank you, Angie, and everyone at the Booster Club, Melissa, and all the many, many parents and administration that helped pull this thing together. The boys have had a tremendous experience this whole trip. It's been great for them. We're going to put an exclamation point on it here today, get on a bus, and we're going to head back so that we can do this at Oceanside tomorrow against Charlotte Latin at 1 o'clock.
Hard to believe that we're going to wrap this so quick, but Oceanside boys are ready for this week. I mean, they knew this was on the calendar, 4 games in 6 days. I saw some of them enjoying the salt water this morning, doing a little rehab, so I think this team's going to be ready to go tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I think so. The boys have had a great time here. They've got a leisurely bus ride home on the Land Shark Express provided by Coastal Motor Coach, the official transportation partner of the Oceanside Land Sharks and Oceanside Collegiate Academy. So, they've really cool thing on that. We haven't talked about it because we haven't traveled much this year other than this trip. But, old school, like the coaches take their phones for this thing. They get on the bus and they surrender their phone. When it's team time, Coach Harris.
I heard that was a new thing this year. And obviously we didn't have to worry about that back at school.
No.
There was no such thing. But I think it's not a bad idea. Get the boys focused. Get them thinking about the game that's ahead of them. We all know the whole world's available to you on a cell phone in a moment's notice. Probably get them focused and clear in their head, getting ready for the game instead.
Yeah, so it looks like we're about to get underway here. Yeah, and I think there was a pretty good movie playlist. I saw that there was Coach Harris had a series of movies. There may have been a Miracle showing. I think there was a couple of action flicks. A lot of them are content to kind of sleep. So we've got a little different starting lineup taking the field here. The announcer for the stadium is kind of in our ear. It looks like we're skipping the anthem. Not sure what that's all about, but it's okay for this contest. So
Tony, I think it's important to reinforce to everybody at home the Riverside team we're playing. They are a new program, kind of developing their presence. So we're going to have a lot of different bodies on the field today in our starting lineup and playing throughout the game. So bear with us because we're learning some new sets and numbers here, and you can only imagine how difficult it is for Tony to call the play-by-play, and now he's got some different numbers mixed in. So we will, as we always say, we're a bunch of dads and moms, and we'll do our best.
So I appreciate that, Coach, because we're going to need it. And so we've got out there on the starting front line, we've got Big Joey Harriet. That's 16 out there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So we got Big Joe. Cole the Clamp, he's a freshman, so, even though he's one of our starters, so he's going to get some Fogo work. And then Owen Kimker over here on the side. He's a regular rotator in the starting lineup. And then I see who just walked out.
So defensively, we've got Logan Finley. Yep. Charlie Woods, number 6. Woodsy, as we say.
And then 17 is Crable. So we got Crable, Woodsy, and Finley out there on the defense, and then up on attack. Who are we looking at attack there? I can't see.
We got Miller Seaton on the far sideline, number 30. Charlie Funkadelic in the middle.
The Charlie Funkadelic train is out there. I love it.
And then Grayson Weiss close to us on the near side. And we're off here, Tone.
All right, so we are off live lacrosse from Jacksonville, Florida, and we've got a beautiful, magnificent day here. Bright blue skies, puffy clouds, 80 degrees, a light breeze, typical of the Florida coastline. So we've got the Funkadelic's he's got the ball close to us here. He's playing catch back and forth with 25 is Kip Inman. I'm going to get better with this. It's almost like I'm calling a visiting team.
I was just saying it's a brand new game. I mean, we have these guys work in, but now we've got them for a whole game, which is great.
Here goes Miller. That's Miller Seaton, the Mill.
Good rip by Miller.
So the Mill puts it. He puts it out there. A big rebound, and the Land Sharks come away with it.
Nice ground ball there by Inman.
Charlie Funk's got it, and they're going to start all over again. Back to 25. Inman over to number, who's that over there?
31 on the far side. Cannon Cox.
Coxie.
Yeah.
Just like when the movie Miracle. Coxie. All right, so we're going to have Funk's got it over here. He seems to be the trigger man, right? He's kind of the Carter Gregory for this group. There's a feed inside by Miller.
It's a great cut by 25. Kip Inman just tried the bounce shot and got it over the top of the crossbar.
So Inman runs in. Miller Seaton, he's kind of like the tightest trigger here, or where the Mill has never met a shot he doesn't like.
I was just going to say the same thing, Tone. You got it.
Yeah, the Mill is, when it's Miller time, every time he has the ball, it's Miller time. So we got a truck on out here. 18 is Grayson Weiss. He's going to truck on out onto the track.
Madden used to do the Miller commercials, right? It's Miller time.
It's Miller time. Yeah, him and Bob Euchre died.
Yeah, Euchre. God bless him.
Yeah, God rest his soul. The Euchre went to the big bar in the sky. All right, back to live lacrosse here. Miller's behind the net, and he's kind of playing that role like an Ian would for us. On the varsity squad here. So we've got to push 15 is Moses Noy. So there's a new name. Moses pops it over.
Good defense there by number 3.
Yeah, over to Coxie.
I think it's 3. Looks like a 3,
it
but
does look
we
like
don't have
a
a 3.
There's no 3 on this roster. And there's a save.
Great save. Number 21, the goalie, Eric Blocker. Oh, but he's not listed as a goalie.
That is 21, is it not? They've got the black jerseys with the blue numbers. A little tough to see. All right, so there's a feed in, picked up by 17, Crable. Crable's going to push it back to the goaltender. And that is who's playing goal for us?
That's Jeb.
Blaze?
Jeb Plesha. Yep.
All right.
We didn't give him a shout out early. Sorry, Jeb.
Yep. Sorry, Jeb. You got left off the starting lineup there, but don't take it personal. Like I said, we're trying to get through this here. And the Land Sharks are back in business. Coxie pushes it back to, I can't even say it without the dialect there. Coxie. That's his nickname. He's going to be there for the rest of the year. All right. A big drive inside, and boom, there's the Land Sharks' first goal from Charlie Funk, the Funkadelics.
Funkadelics starting the music early.
That's right. So we're going.
Oh, boy, the sideline going crazy over there.
Look at the sidelines. I love it.
This is a great team, Tone, and I just feel like a lot is gelling in a great way right now. And I just think this is one more thing that's going to contribute to it. These younger guys getting some time out here and seeing that these older boys really care about them over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we're witnessing this year at Oceanside Lacrosse in 2025, now, we all know how we want this to end, right? Fulfill the prophecy and bring that state championship banner back to Faison Road. But I got to say, with this group and this team, this is what we're witnessing is special. It doesn't happen every year with every class. And the combination of young guys, old guys, middle of the road, Colin Wright coming home to Oceanside.
I'm going to cut you off quick, Tone. That's a goal there by number 3, Miller Seaton.
Miller time.
Yeah, Miller time again. We had Cole DeClamp with a clean win. He took a shot coming down. We backed it up. And Miller made some quick work of it on the inbound. So sorry to cut you off.
No, please. We got to stay focused on business here. I'm so happy to talk about these kids. Colton Hamilton comes trotting out to the wing, the very vicious lightweight wrestler, that young man. So another dual sport athlete.
He's got the jersey tucked. He's ready.
Yeah, he's got a jersey that doesn't fit. He's got the opposite. You've got Joey Harrington on, but Joey Football on the other side. So I mean, you've got the full spectrum of physical development on the starting line. Cole the Clamp comes away with it clean. Easy pickings there. Pushes it over to Funk. Funk out to Colton. Colton swings it, loops it back to Funk.
I didn't realize Colton's looking like a natural lefty out there, huh?
He is. There's nothing that kid doesn't do good. He's a Hamilton. He's an athlete.
Right.
Oh, and there's one that got away.
Joey Football just, I don't know. Was that a shot? They're going to call it a shot.
They're going to call it a shot.
Joey Football with a shot and a miss. That's all right, though.
Looked like a mortar cannon went off. He launched it way over the goal, but nonetheless, it's good to even see him get going. One of those things, again, you've got Joey that's lived his whole life, never played lacrosse before. If he figures out shot mechanics with that physique.
Yeah, watch out, right?
It's going to be a howitzer.
He puts that core and arms into it.
Colton gets a shot off, takes a little bit of a beating there, but Colton gets the shot off, and there's a save made.
Good save by the goalie, low.
Good juke by, I can't see what number that little fella is running up the sideline.
It's the number 3 again that we don't have. But
it must be 8.
Is it 8 maybe?
Maybe it's 8.
That would be Trent Nevins.
Trent Nevins. Although he says he plays attack in midfield, and he's clearly playing defense, I guess. Maybe he's a midfielder.
So Woodsy with a nice ground ball.
Woodsy.
Bringing it down.
He's trucking it up. He's going to put that in. Funkadelic corrals it from his
Look
knees,
at
pushes
this
it inside.
Pass by Funk.
There's a tic-tac-toe and a quick turnaround by Moses Noy. Moses couldn't get it home, but Funk with a really nice feed inside there, and everybody's doing the locomotion.
Great hustle by Seaton backing that up, too.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to bring the ball in. So Miller brings it in. Oh, there's a slide and a slip by Funk.
We're going to have the first laundry of the game.
There's somebody got tomahawked by number 10 out there. That's the guilty party is going to be Caleb De La Pena. He's going to take a trip to the sin bin for a little bit. No, not really vicious. He just caught a little bit of it.
Just got the ankles.
He got the ankles, and then he got the head on the second swing. And there's not much of Charlie from head to toe. So, if you're hitting him in one, you're in the vicinity of the other.
This is true. And some of these boys from Riverside, they're definitely standing 6 feet plus. So.
All right. So Tom and Colin Wright, they whip up in quick order. They whip up a man-up offense. Which means the Clamp comes back out there.
Yeah, maybe they're bringing Cole out just to keep things grounded here.
Yeah, so they've got Cole out there, and looks like Moses is out there. And there's going to be a big rip and wide, backed up. So 25 is
Kip Inman.
Kip Inman, the freshman. Are they all freshmen out there? There's an interception there, and a pretty good athletic move there by that young man.
Yeah, I think that was a total freshman line, number 30.
So 30, I don't have a 30.
We unfortunately don't have a 30.
So we have a couple of guys that aren't listed with a number, but we don't have a 30 on our roster here. So whoever you are, 30, that was a great play.
Going to have an offsides call against the Generals. It'll be a turnover. And Oceanside will be looking for an out.
So Logan Finley's going to come up here, the long pole, and they're going to bring it up. 15's going to bring it up. There's a little bit of a scrum for the ball. It ends up on the ground, then it pops out. And is that the clamp that's got it running up the field? Cole Bradford.
Had an errant pass on the clear. It looked like it just slipped out of the stick.
He's going to pause. Moses makes an athletic play to gather it in there. And then you've got Inman's got the ball again. He feeds it inside to Charlie Funk, and Charlie Funk is in business for the second time here.
Beautiful pass by Miller Seaton into Funk, and Funk made quick work of his shot there. A little bounce action off the top crossbar.
This is fun to watch.
3-0, 5:58 left in the first.
I tell you what, this is the highlight of their year so far, these kids out there. I mean, they look like they're having a ball. Now you get the clamp gives way to Joey Football on the dot. He's going to duke it out there with number 3 with the leggings. I'm pretty sure that's a 3, and so we don't have him on a roster, so I'm sorry to the visiting.
We'll give them shout-outs by number.
Yeah, so we'll give you a shout-out by number there for the Generals. Referee getting everybody set. And there's a wild procedure. Joey must have twitched or breathed too hard or something that caused the turnover there.
Going to stay
So
Oceanside.
we're going to get the ball. Joey puts a shoulder into him. He's holding on to it. Joey wants the shot.
Oh.
Joey Football gets his first lacrosse goal. Joey Harriet.
Joey didn't have the cradle going there too much, but he definitely had the shot going.
He was doing the whole tablespoon thing.
Yep, he was just like, I'm going to turn my body and shoot.
I'm going to put
and here come the boys.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Just to remind everybody at home, Joey is all-state football player for us.
He is an all-state defensive tackle. Him and Sawyer Arnold anchor the D-line for the Oceanside Land Sharks, 2-time defending state champs. And so fun to watch.
And he's out here playing lacrosse to stay in shape, to be part of this team, and obviously that's a pretty cool feeling to have a goal in your career as well.
Yep. So, I mean, Joey Football, but he's I think Joey's a junior. I'm pretty sure Joey's a junior, so he's part of that, like with Sawyer and that. He's part of that junior class. So, he'll be a senior next year, and he'll come back and win another state championship possibly. So, boy, that was fun. He kind of goes down there and he put his rear end out and he kind of plowed the way and then almost like posting up for basketball, and then he just
used the body, right?
As John Madden would say, you put your big butt over there, you push him out of the way, and you turn around and shoot.
I could see Madden drawn on the telestrator as Joe went in for that goal.
Yeah, and boom, there it is.
Nice job. Well, we got our sponsors up here. We're not going to get into reading them because I know we're going to be going right back to live lacrosse, but
plus none of us can see them.
Right. We'll represent everybody here later in the game.
So the huddle over there's joyous explosion for Joey Football to come away with his goal. I'm told by Chris Gregory or Angie that Brody was orchestrating all that. So you've got the bro man, Brody Hollingsworth, over on the sidelines, who is, again, we've talked about him all year, nursing a back injury that he's got a fracture in one of his vertebrae, but he is such a huge part of this team. And apparently he is in charge. He's the cheerleading coach today.
Is this Colton taking the face off?
That is Colton, which he's very comfortable in that position because he is a championship wrestler. I don't know what weight class, but it's light. He's So he gets the procedure call in his favor, and Colton's going to take it up. And you watch this kid
Colton's
run. He's got feet.
Colton's 100% at the faceoff dot. We got to love that.
That's right. And he is quick
Oh,
and twitchy. And there's a big drive and a save. So that was Moses, 25. No, Kip Inman comes in, and there's going to be a goal. I missed who was because I looked down at the roster.
I believe it was number 18.
18.
Grayson Weiss.
So Grayson Weiss.
I think that may be his first.
Congratulations to Grayson. So that's going to be 5-0 at the 5-minute mark here in the first period. And the boys are going to line up again. We've got a little different change over here. So 23, Miles McFearless, I like to call him. McFearless is on the wing closest to us, and Moses Noy on the other side. And Colton's going to look to go 2-0 on the faceoff dot. Back on defense, we've got 19 is Logan Finley out there, and looks like we've got Cole Bradford, number 7. Or no, that's not Cole.
Got a good
17.
fight for the ball here.
Clayton Crable's out there on defense.
That's going to be a face-off win for the Generals.
There's a good athletic play inside, and there's a goal, drive for the goal, bounces off a player wide, and the Generals have got their first established offensive effort here.
Yeah, definitely trying to move the ball here.
Really getting a hard time there by Woodsy's giving him a tough way to go.
Woodsy throwing the wood.
And there's a big pick.
I think we're going to have an interference call.
Yeah, definitely an interference call of some kind. It was either going to be that or a moving pick because Woodsy done run into a brick wall there.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so here's Jeb. Jeb tries to clear it. Colton bails him out.
Nice job by Colton.
Hamilton running up. Good athletic play. Brings it back up into the hands of Charlie Funk. Funk feeds it inside. Oh, he had to look down. 23 is Miles McFearless. He had to look down to make sure he had it. If he didn't have to look down, if he had it in there, he would have fired it. It would have been a goal. Oh, and there's a huge hit on Colton Hamilton. So there's a huge hit by on Colton Hamilton, and there's a drive in, and then they stop the ball. So a nice defensive play there by Moses Noy, defensive midfielder, getting back to play defense. And then we've got a long pole on the run here, feeds it out to the Funkadelic, pushes it in front, and an easy pickings.
Oh, beautiful.
Easy pickings for
Grayson Weiss. That's the second of the day.
All right, lights the lamp.
Beautiful pass by Funk there. Funkadelic just kind of quarterbacking this offense, stepping into the Carter Gregory role out there. Love to see it.
He's been smooth.
Yeah, he looks like he's been here before, which is great.
Yeah, he's been very smooth. A little rocky early, which was to be expected. But, I mean, he's been very smooth. So now over here on the wing, we're playing wing roulette as Coxie. He comes and stands here on the 50-yard line.
Oh, Joey Football back at the dot here.
And Joey's got suns out, guns out, and man, does he have the guns for that outfit.
Yeah, he can pull that off.
Yeah, no, he's running that very well. Quick whack there.
Whoop.
We've got possession.
Somebody's got it.
Joe comes down with it.
Oh, he's tablespooning again.
Joe is not interested in anything except getting to the goal. And there it is.
Number 30.
So that's going to be Charlie Funk, right?
Yeah, Funk.
So the Funkadelic gets the goal from Joey Harriet. And,
with a pitching wedge.
Yeah, and Joey's holding the stick like a snow shovel and running down the field with it, and people are just bouncing off of him. And, when the ball comes loose, he bounces it over to Charlie Funk, and then it's a goal. So there's a whole different offensive display and game plan happening here with the youth movement on the field.
They're running their own show, it looks like, Tom.
They are, and they're producing results at 7-0. They've got a shutout cooking here.
Can't complain.
No. If it works, it works. And I got to believe that, Coach Harris and Coach Reich and Coach Seaton and everybody over there on the sideline is having a rip-roaring good time. Because this is improvisation. What these kids have to fake it till they make it. We've talked about that. Without having an actual JV program to develop our players, they're baptized by fire. They have to practice 5 days a week, and they have to get their reps any way they can.
Well, and that's why a game like this is important. I mean,
it's huge.
It just really gives them some real-time test. I mean, you can practice as much as you want, but when you're out there playing against someone else, it's just different.
Right, and you can say what you want about this Generals team because they don't have great numbers and they're going to fatigue and things like that. They don't have the bench that we have. But this is a team full of athletes, and that's not in question. They may be developing their lacrosse program and be new to the sport, and there's a great save. Kip Inman fired it right on goal with little bit of steam, and there's one off the inside of the crossbar, still not counted.
Referee says no.
He says no. He's not having it. Here's one comes up. Miller's thinking it's Miller time. He almost had it out of there, and there's who's got that?
That's Weiss.
That's Weiss. So that's a hat trick
that's
for
his
Weiss.
hattie.
So hat trick for Weiss. Congratulations to you, young man, and I hope his family is having a good time watching this because the young man's putting on a clinic in and around the net. Here comes a whole new line of midfielders out here. So we've got
some check-ins. We got, of course, Cole's dad checking in. Good morning. Yeah, it is morning over in the Philippines. Blaze's mom, good luck, boys. My sister-in-law tuning in from Houston, go Oceanside. I'll say hi to Erica and Lakin and CJ and Bob. Woods saying the freshman looking fresh. That's certainly the case. And Dennis Bradford chimed back in to say he's glad he got up early. The broadcast is good. Thanks, everyone, for your kind comments.
Yeah, this is Pop Z's watching as always. He's like a centurion there in Mount Pleasant. He never misses a game. Was at the girls' game for a little while last night. Was listening to our game. He's had it all. So, welcome to all the family and friends from Landshark Nation. There's a feed, big rainbow feed in. Funk makes an athletic play to gather it in from Logan Finley, who flew it in there. Colton Hamilton fighting for it. Colton's on the ground. Get up, son.
All right, no harm, no foul.
No. Moses comes away with it. Bounces it over to Miles McPherson. Back to to Funk. He's got his head wrapped up there for a little bit. No intent. Funk wheels it around, pushes it over to Moses. Then we've got Miller Seaton. There's laundry on the field. Referee saw something he couldn't ignore.
Right.
Funk's going to step it down. Oh, he wanted to step it down and take a big rip. And there's
I think Miller caught some high business on the opposite side of the field there as he was coming across X.
And Miles McFearless, he decided I'm going to go ahead and step it down, and he fires it high. That's going to cause a man-up situation for Oceanside, and Cole Bradford's going to come trotting in for the man-up offense. And the Generals are going to go man down for the second time today. Ball's going to come in from the near goal line. So over here on the near side of GLE, Colton Hamilton floats all the way out. Over to Cole Bradford, over to Colton Hamilton. Hamilton over to Moses. Moses looking to part the seas. Hamilton makes a big rip. Goes a little bit high.
Nice job by the Generals trying to kill this penalty on Oceanside. Doing well to get this ball upfield, which they're trying. And they're succeeding here so far.
Great athletic play. Fast up the sidelines there. Tell you what, that sideline is right on the bench.
Yeah, it's not much room over there.
It's tight over there. So then we've got 19 as Finley comes up with it. He feeds it up into the zone. Little trouble gathering it there for the Generals. It's anybody's ball game. Miller Seaton's looking for it.
Miller catches some action in the back.
Yeah, Miller took a little, and there's more flags.
Unfortunately, 75 is about 4 times the size of Miller. And, trying to get that ball, I think he just got a little on top of him there.
Yeah. So he's going to go trotting off. He's going to get coached up a little bit about what you can and can't do in that offensive zone. If we were really doing this team a service, we'd have Sawyer Arnold go over and talk to him, explain to him how this happens. That would be two people with similar issues that explain how this happens. But I love it. You see the coach there kneeling down, talking to him, coaching them up. This is again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a developing program. We want to proliferate the world with lacrosse, the high schools with lacrosse, particularly here in the South. The northern migration down to the South has aided and accelerated lacrosse. Just look at the quality of the games that we have in South Carolina, and as they push toward Florida, Florida's got a lot of lacrosse talent down here, and they're going to continue to develop that. And this Riverside Generals team is evidence of that. We're gonna see these guys again in a couple of years, and we're gonna be like, oh, remember when they couldn't cradle or what have you there, where the skills just weren't quite there. So this game is very significant for a lot of reasons, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter.
It looks like the Generals pulled a goalie change there at some point, which I didn't see.
I did not.
But we will move forward.
So it's going to be 8-0 at the end of the first there. The team's having a great time. Like I said, this is good times for the Oceanside team, where we've got our starters on the bench and all the upperclassmen. The young guys are getting a real nice chance to play here. So we've got a couple minutes here at the half. We play Charlotte Latin tomorrow.
We do.
In a pretty good showdown. What do we know about Charlotte Latin, Coach? Anything?
So I was talking to some of the coaches today, and apparently, from what I've heard, we don't know much, but what we will find out is Charlotte Latin plays Porter Goud tonight. And we have played Porter already this year with a pretty convincing win. So they're hoping to get some kind of indication of what we might be in for from the results of that game later tonight.
Yeah. So I know the Charlotte Latin girls are pretty good. I think we had our girls ran into them or what have you. Our girls took a little lick to the Notre Dame girls from Philly. I told you they're out there on the main line out by Villanova, your alma mater. And
they've been a nationally ranked program. I'm not sure that they are this year, but they have been in the past. And they were as advertised, as I understand it. Lily kind of gave us the high level. Our daughter Lily gave us the high level review, and it was a pretty good contest. Now again, our girls can hang with just about anybody, so we shall see. Our girls go up to Charlotte Catholic tomorrow. Okay.
So they're on their way up to Matthews to play Charlotte Catholic at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So the Oceanside Ladyland Sharks have an early muster call for the haul up there for an 11 o'clock face-off.
Yeah, that's going to be an early departure.
Yeah.
There's not much bad lacrosse that comes out of North Carolina, especially the Charlotte area. So you got to think anytime you're playing a team with Charlotte in the name, it's going to be a challenging game, girls and boys.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's been fun this year, particularly to have those teams come down and visit us. We haven't really had the reason that we had to go up there. They seem content to make the ride to Mount Pleasant, which we're more than happy to facilitate. So that Charlotte Latin team, I'm just looking here at some high-level stats. That's a 4-2 team. And if we look at their schedule, they played Legion Collegiate Academy, one of our sister schools from Fort Mill, and beat up on them pretty good. They lost a tight one to Durham Academy, which was a conference game for them. South Lake Christian Academy, they won 14-9. Marvin Ridge and Culbertson. So it doesn't, like you said, I guess we're going to learn everything we need to learn tonight against Porter Goud.
Right.
So they're going to tee it up against a 6-5 Porter Goud team that we hung, almost 20 on. So we're back underway with live lacrosse. The little guys, as I refer to them, are out there. It's not a disrespectful term. They are, in fact, the little guys, except for Joey. So we've got our crew out there, and I see Kip Inman out there, Charlie Funk, Miller Seaton. 23 is McFearless, and there is a young man chugging up the sideline. He just outran the entire defense.
A lot of athleticism there.
A lot of athleticism, and we decided we're going to stop the ball there. And Logan Finley says enough's enough, and I'm going to take that. So he does a little can opener move there. But nonetheless, the Generals come away with it. Inman has a man pinned over to the sideline. It feeds up. And there's who was that jumping up and down there? 26. That's Liam. Is that Rosebud? No, it's 28.
That's Blaze.
So Blaze Kasabinski.
Is he playing field?
Blaze is playing field. So our man Blaze Kasabinski, who traditionally is – oh, please score. I thought he –
Great shot, though. I mean, low corner, can't be upset about that.
No, it was a great effort. So our man Blaze.
That was Miles McPherson.
That was McPherless, right?
Yeah.
And when he played a little bit last year,
there's Blaze setting up in the middle.
Blaze setting up, and he bounces one off the goaltender, and he grabs his head.
He's holding the head.
He wants that one back. So, ladies and gentlemen, Blaze is a goaltender, quite an athletic young goaltender, and he's out there playing midfield.
That was a great rip.
It was a really good rip. It was low, and you got to figure he's a goalie. He knows where to put it to make it difficult, and congratulations to the Generals goaltender for being down on it.
Yeah, he's made some great saves today.
Yeah.
Actually, although I think this is a new one, but still a great save there too.
Agreed. So you've got Miles McPherson. He's out there, pushes it over to Kip Inman. Inman's weaving in and out of traffic there. Over to Miller Seatman, back to Inman. Inman makes a drive. He wants to come inside. He makes a drive, goes from high to low, wide right. Somebody got a piece of it or it bounced off a body. It's kept in bounds over here by 18.
That was Weiss.
So Grayson Weiss keeps it in bounds. Over to 28, back over to Miller Seaton. Miller pushes it. There's directing some traffic there inside. Charlie Funk said, get where I need you to be so I can feed you, Seymour. Turnaround shot.
Blaze.
There's Blaze with a turnaround roller, and the goalie beats the goalie. Congratulations, Blaze.
Some of the upperclassmen giving him props over there on the side.
Oh, my God, this is fun. So the goalie beats the goalie. He sends him a worm burner down low. What a great effort. What a great effort.
He's Blaze like a gunslinger in the Wild West out there.
Oh, wow. He's going to – if he's not careful, he's going to get himself a job.
Right.
So Joey Harriet rolls on out, lumbers out to lines up on the wrong side, gets right. He lumbers out to the face-off dot. He's a full 12 inches taller than the young man that's on the other side of the dot. They line up. The referee puts it in play, whistles it up. Joey's leaning. He says, I need that, and here comes the tablespoon move. Here it is. Hold it out high. Be proud of that. Yes. He says, you can't reach this. It's almost like when you see those cartoons where the big boxer holds the little boxer's head and he's swinging. So that's Joey. So Joey's holding the ball where no one can get it from him because he's so huge.
It's like if there was a Statue of Liberty for lacrosse.
That's right.
That was Joey right there.
And I'll hold this until everyone gets tired, and he's just going to rope-a-dope them, and then next thing you know, he's down. Then Joey makes a good feed.
That's a great feed.
That was a good feed. There's a tomahawk on top of Cannon Coxey.
Yeah, Coxey wasn't happy about that. He went back at the guy.
Yeah.
Got a little field hockey match breaking.
No one knows where the ball is, and now it pops out, and Coxey comes down with it. He rolls around the back of the thing. Back of the net. He feeds it over to Charlie Funk, the Funkadelic. He rolls around, dips underneath his man, feet inside.
Oh, beautiful.
And then he drills it to Grayson Weiss. So that's four for Weiss.
That's four for Weiss, and what a beautiful assist behind there from Funkadelic.
Yeah, so I mean, the signs of development in these kids, and they're figuring it out in real time, and they're doing it in I saw Charlie Funk before, directing traffic, and he's pushing, and just like if it was AJ or if it was Carter or the trigger out there, barking, get here, get there.
It's great that these guys have a chance. Like you said, we unfortunately lack a JV program, so it's great that these guys are getting this live experience today.
This is a special, special day. So we're having a good time here at 10-0, 8:49 to go in the half, and really some entertaining lacrosse here. With a kind of a developmental crew. So that's Owen Kimker that took the face-off, and Kimker, a regular in the starting lineup,
Ooh,
he comes down,
Kimker
drills
shooting.
one, and you could just tell that. Obviously he plays a lot for the Sharks here, and mostly D-mid is
Right.
what his role is, but he is an offensive midfielder by trade.
He's getting some time on the offensive side.
and
Great shot there by 25.
There's a
Inman.
dribbler, so Inman gets again, I'm not sure how many that is for him, but he's got a couple. So he dribbles one in. Goaltender had it stopped, and then it just kind of dribbled across the line. So all smiles over with the shiny blue hats on the sidelines, gleaming in this Florida sun in Jacksonville, Florida here at George Hodges Field at the Bowles School. We'll always remember this and thank Bowles for their hospitality. We've never broadcasted from such plush accommodations.
And they scheduled picture-perfect weather for us, too. I mean, you can't picture a more beautiful Saturday out there today.
It really is a great day.
Or Friday it is, actually. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, feels like a Saturday. Back to the face-off dot, and we've got Thomas, that says 24 or 34. It says Kimker takes the face-off. He goes darting down the field. He wins the face-off clean, pushes it over to Miller Seaton. Miller pushes it inside. A shot wide by Funk.
That was some good passing there. I mean, even though that shot was wide, just great ball movement on the boys.
The ball pops out all the way to the half line, to the 50-yard line, and it's in a trot. You've got Blaze Kasabinski goes to get it. Blaze sits, feeds it over to Kimker. The starters are trying to think, wow, if these kids get tired, I'm going to have to play.
Right.
So back behind the net by Funk. There's a feed inside, and what a great play. Funk, I couldn't see who fed him. I think it was 25, right? So it's Inman the Funk there.
Inman the Funk, I think.
And he just saw him wheel around, fed him inside, and he just rolled it right in.
So that's 12, Tony. 7:42 left in the second. I'm not sure if Florida observes the same rules we do in South Carolina. Typically, once the clock starts after 12 goals of a lead, we'll have a running clock the rest of the game. We'll see if that holds the case here in Florida as well.
We were told through the wall by our Dolphin brethren yesterday when I had that question, and it was came thundering through our partition wall that, yes, Florida, that is a rule in Florida as well. So there will be, when the ball's whistled live coming out of this timeout, there will be a running clock, most likely, and that clock will not stop for the exception of a timeout and halftime because we're before the half here. So unless there is some other arrangement made by the coaches to keep this from getting too far out of hand, I don't foresee that, but it might be possible. I think from the Land Sharks standpoint, they're having a lot of fun. From a sportsmanship standpoint, I wouldn't even be surprised if we loaned them a few players to fill out so everybody's developing and having a good time together.
Yeah, I'm not sure how all that works. We'll see.
Not sure if that's like a rule that you can't do that, but I could totally see our coaches are big on sportsmanship and love this sport and the development. And it's I could totally see the coaches at halftime putting their heads together and say, look, how can we help?
Yeah, and I got to tell you, Tony, we got a lot of athletes on this other side. You see it when they get possession. I mean, the speed that they're moving up the field with, again, just growing the sport, growing the technique.
Yeah, this will be a team one day. We're gonna read in on Max Preps that these guys are in contention, and we're gonna remember this day and be proud that Oceanside was part of this development. So Joey has a procedure penalty, no surprise there, and he's going to be he's not going off for it, but they get possession. The Generals have possession. So they've got an offensive possession here, and that's Logan Finley tracking his man. There's a quick dart inside.
That was a good cut. Pass was there, just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, that's looks like number 11, which I do not have an 11 on my roster. So we're really struggling with our information here. I'm so sorry for that. Wish we could give more love to these young men. There's a turnaround. Finley's going to go trucking up the sideline with it. He takes a little shot from behind, coughs the ball up for a second, re-corrals it, passes it off to Miller. Miller says, it's Miller time, and puts it in the net.
Any time is Miller time. So, Tony, they did just stop the clock.
Why would they do that? Maybe it's a second half thing?
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe it's a second half thing. So I stand corrected, or sit as the case may be. I guess we aren't going to go to a running clock. I can't imagine they're not going to remedy that fairly soon. So we're going to get back to it here.
Kimker on the dot.
Kimker on the dot. Over here, 31 closest to us, Coxey. 25 out there, Inman on the other side. They're going to whistle it in here. Referee getting everything squared away, and they're going to award possession.
Yeah, Kimker got a little shaky there.
Got a little antsy. I guess you really can't move there. It's kind of like
no. Once you're down, you're set, and that's tough because sometimes you'll get a ref that likes to really sit on that whistle, and you got to hold position. That's not easy.
Yeah, I've watched that more and more tightly this year.
Oh,
than
good
I think,
shot,
than
number
I think
4
I
there.
Ever have. Yeah, I think that, I've watched it more this year with the fascination with watching Cole out there. And I do struggle to find out, okay, what constitutes a procedure. But, in my football life, I would liken it to any offensive lineman that twitches.
Right.
If you so much as twitch, you're offside.
Yeah, and it's tough because we're sitting up here and
right.
The referee's kind of on top of it down there. You just don't see it.
So, and I guess to make it fair, any twitch is an advantage. When you're dealing with the level that these guys play at. So we're back to live lacrosse. It's whistled in, and Craybill is just harassing this young man. He feeds it inside, gets kind of a rolling shot across the goal mouth. Never really a threat there.
So that's 2 consecutive shots here for the Generals. Good to see them getting some offensive time.
So Charlie Woods makes his way over to help out. There's a nice switch off. Charlie makes a couple of pokes. Finley gets back at it doing his thing. And I'll tell you what, our defenders all the way down the roster have really done a good job with the poke check this year and using that as a weapon.
Well, they get to watch Peanut do it on a regular basis.
Yeah,
so that's about the best training you could have.
Exactly what I was going to say. I mean, when you look at the dive.
Coxey just
he's still on the ground in the goal crease.
Falling over everything out there, and number 75 helping him up, giving him a tap on the hat, saying, nice try, buddy.
He was driving into the zone, and he was he wanted it, and he wanted it now.
Good to see the sportsmanship out there with these teams, too.
Yeah, I think that, and that's one thing. I mean, we've seen our share of chippy games at both the club and the high school level. But, at the end of the day, lacrosse in general tends to be a pretty good sportsman culture.
Logan with a interruption of the pass and scooped up by Crable.
Crable on the run. And he's going to push it back. It's going to be Inman, drives it into the zone. Good
pass inside to Funk, and Funk just couldn't handle it.
So they're going to get the clear. It's going down, and they sort of punt and put it in the hands of Crable all over again. Back to Jeb. And, the youngsters here are going to practice the clear. And so you got Woods. He's going to run it up. He's looking for a place to go. Hasn't decided. Now he's committed to cross the line. He's going to wheel back, get back on sides, and give way to a midfielder. There's Miller couldn't handle the pass there. Over here to 18, over to Grayson Weiss. Weiss is boasting a few goals. There's a big rip and a bouncer. Good save by Kimker.
And Kimker's wanting to get a goal on the board here. He's, again, really helpful to us as a D-mid and getting some time on the offense tonight.
Yeah, and look, a lot of these guys, you talk about next man up. I mean, some of these kids, are young enough that, okay, they're going to have to pay their dues and sit the bench for a while and watch the big boys play. But other kids like Kimker, I mean, you're a turned ankle away from starting, dude.
Right.
And so you really ought to take advantage of all the reps you can or you may need to be there. Believe it, the coaches are looking and saying, okay, well, who can I put in the game in a pinch? if we get in a situation as we come down the stretch, who can I count on?
Right.
And
sometimes you have a guy that just needs a break. You got to get him off the field, and you got to know you're putting in someone that can hold down the ship for a short time.
Yeah, that was a great play by Joey Harriet. He had a great back check there, Big Joe Harriet. And he undressed the guy, but I'm not sure what the call was, whether there's a loose ball push or what have you. And there's Finley, our boy Finley. He makes a little deke.
Oh, he was trying.
He coughed it up. He had eyes. He was thinking he was going to do an Andy Jones or Peanut Seton pole goal there. And he just found out that it's not as easy as Andy and Peanut make it look.
Yeah, number 26, I think, knew what he was up to. Good backup there by Jeb, getting the turnover, chasing that down.
Jeb's going to make sure we maintain possession. 3 minutes, 3:03, clicking down into the half here. Back to Jeb. Jeb's going to run the clear. He's got a little trot. Defender gets a piece of it. The short stick gets a piece of it. Back to Jeb. There's a little bobble there, and this could be a problem. And congratulations, number 3. He's been working really hard. He is opportunistic. And again, this team, look how excited they are.
And that's what it's about, Tony, finding the opportunities. They've been struggling to get that offense going all day, and there was the opportunity, and they seized it. Nice goal by number 3, and that puts the Generals on the board here with 2:48 left.
Fantastic. And I hear the cheers coming from the other side of the wall there in our partitioned suite accommodations high atop of Hodges Field here. And so congratulations to the Generals player number 3. I wish I could call your name out for everybody to hear, but I don't have a good roster, and I'm sorry for that. There's a procedure issue on Joey. Must have twitched, which could mean that he had a muscle spasm, and that could have moved everybody.
And there's number 3 looking for more, maybe.
So that young man's out there feeling really good about himself, and that was just a hustle play, and that's what you're looking for. I mean, like you said, that's what it's all about: hustle and opportunistic. Sure, I don't think there's any secret that they're outgunned by this. Outmatched by this Oceanside team, but there's no quit. They're hustling. They're having a good time. They're working on their craft because everybody has the common goal that they like lacrosse and they want to get better. So with that, the ball's wheeled back around.
Crable doing a great job of being a pest back there along the end line.
I'll tell you, I continue to be impressed. Every defender on that bottom hand all year long.
Not trying for the big home run checks, just being in on those hands nice and tight.
There's a nice save by Jeb. It was a decent shot,
what a clear.
Location-wise.
Great clear there.
And you've got
just a
Finley.
Little too hot to Funkadelic across the field.
Yeah, Charlie Funk couldn't handle that. And that's all good. I mean, they'll bring it in. The Generals will inbound it over to the goaltender.
Ticking down to about 1:30 left in the first half. Oh, we got a drop.
There's an opportunity, and Charlie Funk, they're being disciplined. I mean, Charlie could have absolutely taken that in and probably hit pay dirt, but he's working other people into the lineup here. So him and Weiss were working on a little something there and being a little bit hospitable. Joey is he's got the tomahawk going there, and he hatchets at it. Great effort by Joey Football.
It was a big check by Moses Noy to create the turnover.
Indeed.
Down to a minute.
All right, over to 23 there. Miles McFearless takes a rip at it.
I like that shot, Tony. Low. These goalies have been saving some of these low shots, but that's a good shot. Make the goalie work for it.
Going to be inbounded over there in the near corner. Pushes it out front. Funk has clearly been the quarterback of this offensive effort in this game.
Going to have a crease violation there on Moses Noy on that shot.
Yes, Moses, you can't be that close, son. So there's going to get a free out possession for the Generals. And Miller says, I'm going to want a piece of that before you leave my zone. Hands him off to Charlie Woods. Woodsy gives him a hard way to go. He's got the stick tied up, and they're going to call him for holding, I would assume.
It's going to be a hold.
So the Land Sharks with 18 seconds left, depending upon if someone comes up with a possession here, and it looks like they whistled it dead with 15 seconds. So Woodsy is going to go take a knee on the grass and contemplate what he did. I don't know that it was real. I mean, I didn't see any kind of.
It was the extent of how long they got tied up, and
Yes.
and the expectation is that the defender's got to do more to try to break that. You can't just take that stick and park it there.
And there is Clark Seaton coaching them up over there at the sideline. Love this. I mean, I just love that when they go over there, they get coached up. Nobody's getting beat up over it. There's a young guys. There's a big drive.
Nice save by Plesha. Getting the clear downfield to Logan.
Fantastic out. Logan Finley. And that's going to be it. And I see a lot of hugs and fist bumps between the two teams, and I love to see it. That was number 20, looks like 23, had eyes on Finley, and there's 75 doing fist bumps with the Oceanside team. I tell you, folks, this is just special and fun to watch. So a spirited half. We got to see a lot from a lot of players. So our statistician here, who's our goal leader? Is it Weiss?
I think it's Wheezy.
Charlie Funk 4, Grayson Weiss 4.
Charlie Funk and Wheezy.
Wheezy!
I knew you'd get it. So he's got his nickname, Wheezy.
Too bad he has no idea what we're talking about.
Well, you know what? Funkadelic doesn't know why he's Funkadelic
This
either.
is true.
But, for our generation, the parents that are watching this, that have been paying the freight for this for so long, as soon as he gets a goal and we yell, Wheezy! Yo, Wheezy! Then they're going to know. So that's going to be a great time.
Well, and we've moved on up to the east side here in this press box, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Deluxe apartment in the sky.
In the sky, right?
So I could do this all day. So, all right, with 9 minutes to go before the second half, I think with all of that commentary,
we'll take a breath.
Let's take a breath and get a drink of water and see what our Land Sharks have in store. 13-1. We'll see you in 8 minutes. Thanks, folks. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the beautiful George Hodges Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida at the Bowles School. Myself, and Chris Harrison and Angie Gregory on the camera for the second half of this absolutely entertaining tilt. Forget about the scoreboard and just watch lacrosse. These teams are having a great time. These kids are having a great time. On both ends of the field, they're having a ball. I was outside during the halftime. The kids are fist bumping. They're smiling. They're happy. They know they're getting beat 13-1, but they also know what this is really all about. And just to see the sportsmanship out there before the half, Chris, you got to love this.
Yeah, and you saw it continue here. Fist bumps here on the near wing, right down in front of us before the face-off. Just seems to be a good vibe between these two teams, regardless of the scoreboard.
I love it. I love it. Now, we have a correction, ladies and gentlemen, since he's out there. Number 31 that we've been saying Cox the whole time is actually Peyton Rhodes. So all those accolades that we bestowed on Coxie, they go to Rhodesy.
Rhodesy.
Right.
And Rhodes is now Rhodesy because we're so used to saying Coxie.
That's right. And I got plenty of material for Rhodes if he does something new, if he does something else good now that because I can do more with Rhodes than I can with Cox. That's just how it has to be. So we're driving in. There's the ball's missing, and a very large fellow comes out of the crowd with it.
We got a man down.
Who's down? And that's the young man that he's been doing such a great job. He got their one and only goal.
He was holding the ankle. It looks like he's struggling to get some weight on it.
Yeah, he's gonna trot it up.
There he's going down.
And there he's gonna go down. I
hate to see that.
Yeah.
So we did get a shot off there. I guess Tony and I didn't see it, and the shot got him right in the ankle.
Yeah, I think it was McFearless that took the shot.
Which, talk to any goalie out there, they'll tell you that doesn't feel good.
All right, well, the training staff is going to chug on out there. He's up. He's walking.
Let's hope that young man's okay. He's been a spark for this team.
He's a great athlete. He's been hustling all over the zone. I mean, he's playing midi. He's running the field nonstop, and he's been back on defense. He's fast and furious, so he's having a great game. We're going to get back underway here. So Peyton Rhodes is going to bring it in from the 30-yard line out by the football numbers. He's going to wing it over to Moses. Moses is going to bring it over to Miles McFearless. McFearless is going to make a quick dodge here, runs around his man. He's looking, draws a slide, fires one high, the goal dead center. Goaltender's a big boy. 21, Eric Blocker. If that's accurate, and what better name could you have for a goaltender than Blocker?
That's like perfect. Born to be a goalie.
Yeah, that's like if his last name was Wall.
And he did that just there. Nice block of the shot by 15, Moses Noy.
The Moses, and there's McFearless ends up taking a seat. They're going to scoop it up. A couple of good-spirited checks there. And
Rhodesy comes up with it.
Rhodesy's going to come up with it. He's going to push it downfield. Comes back from behind. McFearless has got it. Pushes it out to Funkadelic. Funkadelic to the side out here by the hash marks, the football hashes. Pushes it over to Moses. Moses splits the defenders. Goes in and he gets the goal. Let my people be free, he said.
Yeah. There it is.
There it is. I've been dying for him to do something fun. Moses Noy tallies the 14th goal of the day.
We do have the running clock now for everyone at home.
I was just noticing that, so I knew you'd be right on top of that, Coach. So 14-2. Moses Noy.
14-1.
14-1 brings it up. I was looking at the timeout thing. So there's two over there on the scoreboard. Getting a little lackadaisical in my job here, having a great time. It's weird to do this and not be intense.
Right? We're normally like.
So we need to whistle the ball in here. Is that Joey out there on the dot?
I believe it is.
Towering over.
We don't have many guys that tall.
So we've got 25 Kip Inman over here on the wing. Can't see who's on the other wing coming in.
It's a procedure call against Oceanside. So Generals get an in here in their zone.
So Joey, for football, is a defensive player. He doesn't really play a lot of offense, so he is allowed to move all over the defensive line. So he is not an O-lineman the way big Finn Johnson, when he was our fogo, he's used to sitting still until the whistle blows.
Set, right?
Right, he's used to down set. But Joey is not. Joey is a mobile defender. That's going to be a Ward with no call and no need. Interesting little back check there by Woodsy.
I think after 4 through that, Ward, he said to him, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, and there's a flag. And look at the hug. I mean, I love these kids. There was a they're back there, and Finley and that young fellow was, I don't have a 50 on my roster, so again, I don't know what his name is. But after it all happened, he literally gave him a hug. You could almost hear him say, "I didn't mean to do that. Sorry."
Joey football taking a shot in there, saved by the goalie, and we'll have stoppage of play for the penalty call.
Woodsy's attending to his bedroom slipper cleats there, trying to make sure they stay on. He lost a shoe and all that. Picks up his gear. Referee is calling was that the Ward call or is that a slash? It looked like a slash he called.
I think that was something after the Ward.
So the ball's going to go in. We're going to bring it in. Inman, 25 over there, right? Yeah, so Inman's going to bring it in. And he's got 28, Blazy's, Kasabinski's over here in the center, playing center field there. And we've got Miller time over on the side here. So they got the man-down defense in there for the Generals. Miller dumps it off back to Blaze.
Blaze looking like a natural out there.
Yeah, he's very comfortable. I think Blaze is looking for a promotion. He's going to say, look, I'll be your third-string goalie, but I want to play the field too. Inman over here, up to Funk. Funk directing traffic, back to Inman, in tight. There's a feed for Blaze. Blaze couldn't handle the pass. Over to Joey. Joey's not interested in cradling. He's just going to hang on to it and say, I'm taking this. Which, whatever works for you, Joe, you're doing a great job.
It's like when I scoop the mulch out of the back of the truck.
Right.
It's how I walk over to the flower bed with
That's
it.
right. And he'll work on technique in the offseason, but he is having a ball. So the Harriet family, your boy is doing a great job and looks like he's having a great time doing it. I just got a phone call at the half from head football coach Brent LaPrade, and I let him know that I think he's dialed in. He's driving back from Florida. He was on a cruise with his family. Disney cruise with our man SJ. So SJ, that's your shout out. If Dad dialed it up in the car and you're listening, SJ loves to hear his name on television. So Coach I was letting him know that his football team is doing a great job playing lacrosse. So I don't think he's in any danger of anybody looking for a career change. But here's a drive inside. Big long stick looking for a pole goal.
Just couldn't get his hands free, Tony. He ran right into the middle and got himself into some traffic. But
yeah, he's still got the ball. He's going to wind fire, and he puts a whistler there. Do we have that's still
that's Baxa in goal,
Baxa
number
in
29.
goal. Okay.
We had a goalie change at half. First action, Baxa seeing down in his end.
All right, comes up to Finley. Finley's going to dump it into the zone over to our man Funk. Big Joey looming out there. He's going to put himself in play. Inman feeds it into Joe. Joe couldn't handle the pass. Harriet's still scrapping for the ball, and now there's going to be a whistle. It's interesting because we can't hear the whistles here, like when we're broadcasting from the field. We can hear everything, so we just have to know when they stop walking.
It is quiet as church in here. It's crazy.
It is. And literally on the other side of the door, and we're probably not doing them any favors, but because it says quiet on the air, there's actual TV happening in the booth next to us, and we're talking about the Jeffersons. So we're having a good time doing it. We're back in play. Inman fighting for the ball on the sideline. Number 11, everybody takes a seat on the turf and getting comfortable. I don't have 11 on my roster. I think we already covered that. Blaze makes a hot pass over to Miller. Miller corrals it. More Seton athletes.
Oh, good scoop up there by Grayson Weiss.
Weezy! Joey makes an athletic play. He makes sure he has it. He keeps a tight eye on it. Here he looks at the stick again. He puts his shoulder into it, turns around, fires, and gets a shot on goal. I don't think the defenders know exactly what to do with him. He's got his hands on his hips.
They're like, Coach, this guy won't bring his stick down into play. What's going on?
That's right. He's just holding it out there. You know what's funny is, were our boys this small at any time in their life?
Yes, they were.
My goodness gracious.
It's hard to remember.
The view from senior parents. There's Joey, couldn't handle the pass inside. He almost had his second. He's been flirting with his second goal of the game. Miller feeds it in behind. That's Blaze back there behind the net, right? Or no?
That's Wheezy.
Wheezy! It's not going to get old, folks. Okay. Back out here, Miles McFearless. McFearless makes a little stutter step, gets around the pole. He's working his way around. He feeds it over to Miller down at his ankles. Couldn't quite handle it. Now he's being harassed by the defense. I love this Generals team. He bails out. Inman corrals it. Defender takes a whack at him. I think there's another ball on the field if I'm staring at that, right? Is there a ball on the 2-yard line?
I think that's just a piece of trash.
I find that hard to believe at this beautiful facility.
I'm sure you can file an incident report about it and it'll be taken care of.
Yeah, I may see housekeeping.
Right.
Somebody call housekeeping.
I wish we had a George on this team, Tony, so we could say it was George the Wheezy, you know?
Next thing you know, we'll have a Bentley. All right, defender corrals it. The Generals are on the move. There's a pick by Miller. And you can tell the boys are under orders that they will pass X number of times before they go to the cage, because Miller, it probably took everything he had not to shoot that.
He looked like he was tiptoeing through the tulips there, waiting to shoot, and knew he had to pass and tried to do so.
And these boys are under orders, so we're still sitting at 14-1, and the clock is ticking down on the third quarter here in this entertaining matchup.
Yeah, we just blew through a whole third quarter there with just about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and we are having a good time. McFearless comes in. He makes a pass. McFearless has got it. He's driving, puts a shot on net, quickly corralled by the Generals goaltender.
I tell you, McFearless can't solve these goalies today. He has put some great shots on goal.
And that young man, number 3, who took the shot
there
to the
he
ankle,
is.
He is blistering down the field like
Watch
he shot
out.
out of a cannon. He makes a big step down and gets the goal for his second of the game. I wish I knew his name.
He was shooting the whole way, Tony, and he stopped, set those feet. Jones,
number 3. We just heard the field announcer. Thank you, Marina, for sticking your head out the window to hear the PA announcer.
They have a better roster than we.
And Jones makes it a 14-2 game. Again, the score is basically meaningless here as we're just watching two teams of young kids just having a great time playing lacrosse. What a day. So we're going to start the fourth quarter here shortly. They wind the clock to 12 minutes. And, again, it will be a running clock for the rest of the way out here by rule. And I'm not sure why the trigger is walking out to I guess he's going to warm up a new goalie. We do have a new goalie coming into the game.
Oh, Blaze is getting some time. He hung up his midfield cleats and going to go back to his office and in the crease.
So Brody, the bro man, Hollingsworth out there in his sweats. He's going to put a couple shots on Blaze. He's got the trigger is going to take a few shots, and he puts one by Blaze. Blaze said, look, you're not playing midfield anymore. You have to stop the ball. So We love Blaze.
He's got to get used to that different stick now too.
That's right. So the warm-up is happening. Both teams huddled on the sideline. The Land Sharks break the huddle and come on out. So it looks like we're going to have – so we've got a roster off of Max Preps here. Number 3 is Dion Jones. And I'll tell you what, that kid is going to be very good at this game.
This for Max Preps. Well, Dion, sorry we didn't have your number. You're on the roster here, but you're numberless on the roster that we downloaded. Sorry about that. Great game by you. Glad to see that ankle injury wasn't anything too bad. The way you blew down the field, that was good to see.
Yeah, he looks like he's feeling fine. So the goalies are going to change ends. Teams are going to get organized here. Who's taking the face-off for us out there? That is Peyton Rhodes.
Guess we'll see where this road leads.
I love it. I love it. It's almost not fair that we get to do this. This is fun.
What are we going to do next year? We've already been kind of asked to come back and do this.
We have been requisitioned. My understanding is that our agents, who we're married to, are going to make that decision. So we've got Peyton Rhodes hits a dead end on the dot. So we're going to give up possession. And the Generals are in business.
Oh, good pick up there.
Finley out there on point. Generals got their offense cooking here. Coming off their second goal of the game right before the quarter change. And we're off and running in the fourth quarter. It's already 11 and a half minutes to go. There's a nice pick there. Back to Blaze. Blaze is going to run his first clear of the game, wondering if he can throw it to himself. Can't be in two places at once. He's stuck in the net. And there's Moses, comes away with it. Moses is harassed. Flips it over to Woodsy.
Oceanside needs a move here. Nope.
And there's going to be a failure to advance on Oceanside. So another solid defensive effort by the Generals. Generals are going to bring it in. The ride is on. Miller comes up with it. Seaton over to Charlie Funk. Charlie Funk with a feed inside. Can't quite get home. I'm tongue-tied there.
The road ended too quick for Rhodesy there.
It sure did.
He was going to find himself in the crease.
God, I wish he plays every game. He's so much material. So it's going to be Oceanside ball in the alley. Funk is going to bring it in from the alley. He's directing traffic out there. He's really had a nice day, Funk has, and you can tell. I mean, he's...
And you can see the confidence in him giving directions to some of the guys out there. I mean, he's been doing that since the get-go. It's good to see somebody, a freshman having that confidence on the field.
And we've got a run in here. There's a sudden stop. And we're back the other way. The Generals are moving down the field. Riverside moving the ball well. Number 4 quickly corrals it there.
Woodsy giving him the business.
Indeed, but he gets by nonetheless. And the big fella's in business. He's going to come by. He's looking to get to the cage.
Woo!
He's still on his feet, and he had a host of blue shirts around him, and he still kept it, got a shot off.
And that was a great hustle by, I believe that's number 7. I thought he had it backed up. I was going to give him credit for it.
So Oceanside's going to run the clear here. Blaze feeds it to midfield. Gets it up to Peyton Rhodes. Peyton makes a move, gets by, another nice move. Splits 2 defenders. Ends up on his stomach. He did kind of a half gainer there down to the turf. And they're going to Land Sharks are going to turn it over. And off we go. Here comes the Generals. Going to be a quick stick check there. A little hop across midfield by number 30 there.
He's got some speed.
He's running in. The defense quickly collapses around him. Finley says, "No, that's the end of the road for you, my friend." Protecting Blaze.
We're just coming under 8 minutes here left in the game.
We've got a General down on the field. He's back up.
Maybe a cramp? Yeah, probably a cramp.
Well, it's a warm day. There's a nice breeze out there, but out on the field in the sunshine, over on our side, we're in the shade. And so with the short bench, you got to see that they're going to cramp up a little bit. So he's going to go over and get stretched.
Going down to stretch that out, looks like.
So number 19 is going to bring it in. He puts a shoulder and an elbow into Moses. Blaze hangs himself.
Blaze looks like he was slam dunking a basketball there.
Yeah, he had the stick in one hand wedged over the goalpost crossbar. Almost dislodged the net. We're coming down the field. Miller wants to shoot it. Not allowed. Back to Charlie Funk. Just crossing over the 7-minute mark in the quarter here. What's left in the game, 6:47 and ticking down. Back out to Rhodes. Can't believe we called him the wrong name for an entire half of lacrosse.
Yeah, we feel bad about that, Rhodesy.
We do. So our apologies to the Rhodes family.
Inman coming in to get some more time here.
There's a one-hopper from Miles McFearless. Everybody trotting after it. The ball goes over. There's a kind of a big collision there. And everybody helping everybody out there. They exchange sticks. Somebody's got a glove on the field.
Logan lost his slipper.
Oh, he lost a shoe. He's still playing defense. So there's a shoe at the 46-yard line. He's going to go over and corral that. He is struggling with that shoe. And he's going to trot off. Logan Finley's played a great game.
We may need to get him some Velcro cleats.
We've got a report that our man Colton Hamilton took a pretty good shot in that first half, and he's been sitting on the bench. So he's we're going to try and get a little more information, but I hope nothing that's going to keep him out for any length of time, because Colton Hamilton is fun to watch. There's a big drive wide of the net to the right. Number 50 took a big step down overhand shot. Shot's backed up. It's going to remain with the Generals as we cross the 5-minute mark left in the game. We've got Clayton Craybill out there playing good defense. Moses comes in, lays a pretty good shot. Big fella coming around looking for the turnaround. That was his version of Carter Gregory's turnaround jumper. And young man of that size, if he figures that out, he's going to be very dangerous in the future. Miller's got the ball crossing the 30-yard line, coming in, pushes it back to Inman. Inman fires it over to Miller. Little high, little hot. Miller feeds it behind. Back out to Funk. Funk makes a feed inside. That's going to be Baxa. So our other goaltenders out there playing the field. And
looks like we're going to have a timeout.
Well, they didn't stop the clock. Now they stop it at 4:07. So it's going to be a timeout for the Land Sharks. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an absolutely entertaining and fun game to call. It's been a fun game to watch. 14-2, all Land Sharks hosting this team here from Riverside, the Generals, and just a great group of young men who all love lacrosse. And you can see that there are sparks of a future for the Riverside program. And it'll be interesting to watch in the coming years and how this program develops. So they're going to break the huddle. Land Sharks are working their way back out to the field. Again, 4:07 to go in the game. Sharks are taking their time. Generals are getting themselves together. Nobody in any particular hurry.
It is a very slow flow right now, isn't it?
It is the dead air there, we're just trying to wait for something to occur here. Move with a little purpose, men. We've got 4 minutes to go here. Let's play it to the end. And here we go. Referee with his hand in the air, whistle in his mouth. That's a good sign. Generals are going to inbound it here. And we're back to live lacrosse. Generals are going to run a clear back to the goaltender. There's an out pass. Too hot. It's going to be turnover. It's going to be Land Shark ball at the 3:52 mark. And it's going to be back over to Inman here on the near side. He's got big number 75. That young man's played a good game. He's a big fella. Very authoritative inside there he is.
He's got a good reach.
He's got an excellent reach, and he's got good feet on him, and he moves what, like I say, the Rocky Balboa. You move good for a big guy.
The forehead slaps resonate.
So we're back out. Our man, who was that young man? Deion Jones running the field. He feeds it into number 4. Number 4 is trying to set up the offense. He takes a pick. Finley back out there, so he has his footwear corralled, and he's got his shoes back on. There's some work inside, and Blaze answers the call with a close shot, point-blank range. We're trying to run the out. Going to turn it over to Deion Jones. Deion Jones. Turnaround. Blaze gets a piece of it.
2 saves for Blaze. Doing a good job in goal.
Shots backed up. Still going to be Generals ball. 2:30 to play. Good defense there. That's going to be Clayton Craybill comes up with it. He's going to push it over to Blaze Kasabinski. Blaze is going to launch it downfield. And he has our man, Charlie Funkadelic. He pushes it upfield. Miles McFearless has it. A couple guys tiptoeing around the end line there. Appears it's going to remain Oceanside ball, that it went off a General. 1:46 to play.
We got a 1-minute slashing call on the Generals. We only have about 1:30 left in this game with the running clock.
Here comes the inbound whistle. And they're telling Funk, get back over in the corner where I told you to start, kid. Referee keeping control of things. 1:13 to play. There's the whistle. And I thought Funk was going to get the Carter Gregory assignment to run around for 1 minute and keep getting hit with poles. And there is a goal, a Land Shark goal by Miles McFearless.
McFearless finally solved the goalies today.
Yes.
Happy for him. He's had no shortage of shots. It just seems like the goalie has always made a nice save against him.
And that is going to be 15-2 Land Sharks with 40 seconds to play. And at a very leisurely pace, the referees will saunter to the center dot, where big Joey Harriet wants one more chance at a face-off. The referee puts the ball down, keeps an eye on the clock. In no particular hurry, the players are going to get set. There's a whistle, the last face-off. There's going to be some pushing and shoving. We have no possession. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is your game. What an entertaining game. The Land Sharks will rush the goaltender. High fives all around on the field. Tremendous sportsmanship. Congratulations to the Land Sharks for the win, but congratulations to Riverside on a wonderful development in their program. These boys have played a great game. There should be no hanging heads. There should be no hanging heads out there. Everybody played a good game. We saw a lot from a developmental standpoint from our Land Sharks. We saw a lot from this team. Look at all the hugs. I mean, that is a happy group of young men out there. They're feeling great about it. And so that's going to put it in the books here for the coach, Chris Harrison, and I, and Angie Gregory on the broadcast team. Thank you to everybody that makes this possible for us. Our administration, Christina Brown, Athletic Director Mark Meyer, Brooks Barano, Assistant AD, the entire training staff, Katie Niemeyer and Savannah Metz, all the volunteers that made this trip possible, Coach Tom Harris, Colin Reich, Clark Seaton, Alex Rode, Joey Boylston, our tremendous staff. Thank you to Coastal Motor Coach for the official Land Shark Transportation sponsor and an exclusive transportation source to the Land Shark Nation. We are going to sign off here. Any last closing thoughts here, Coach?
Nope.
We're going to do this again
Tomorrow.
in less than 24 hours. The Land Sharks, with the starters back, will take on a Charlotte Latin team in another game that matters as we continue our march. I believe that's 7 in a row for the Land Sharks. This has been a fun one. We're going to get back to more traditional business tomorrow. So that is going to be it for us. We're signing off. Thank you, Land Shark Nation. Thank you to everybody that makes it possible. And we'll see you at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Have a great day.
Take care.